Start.
Okay, hey everyone, this is Stacia, and we have a special guest today. His name is Colin Chung, and he is going to share with us his round 5 game from the Joe Young Memorial, and this is an exciting game, so buckle your seatbelts. Okay, Colin.
Yeah.
Let's see it.
Let's start. Okay, so we start with a D4, D5 opening, and then we do a Queen's Gambit Slav defense. Note that I'm black. Then followed by Knight C3, Knight F6, and then Knight F3. But there's also this move Bishop to G5 where I have this tactic of Knight to E4. Then it takes, because if the move like Knight F3, then you can take it, then you can play tricks like E5, and then you can play like kick this here, and the knight goes here, and you can actually play F6 to trap the knight.
Wow, okay. I just learned something.
And then if knight takes knight, which is probably the move they're gonna play, then you take and takes back a pawn. If they play the one move E3 to try to get the bishop out, or sometimes like get their knights like maybe F4 or G5, that move actually loses a piece. Well, try to figure out how. And pause your video to check. If you've unpaused your video, then you probably have found the move Queen to A5 check, double attacking the king and the bishop, and aka winning a piece. And it only works is the reason why it works because the bishop cannot go back to D2, and after the pawn interferes with the queen with being able to protect the bishop. Well, where the bishop was, because it was captured.
Wow, it's beautiful. Okay.
Okay, so anyway, the move she played, aka Rupa Falia, is Knight to F3, which, yeah. So I played Knight on B to D7 to move the knight. C6 is occupied, reminder. And then after Bishop to D2, I moved it to B6, attacking the C4 pawn. Then she defended it with B3. Odd move, in my opinion.
Me too.
And then after Bishop to F5 and E3, E6, Bishop E2, and then Bishop to D6, blunder. Yeah, that's a move I blundered. Try to find the move that wins a piece for white. Pause your videos and check. If you've unpaused your video, have you found the move pawn to C5, forking the bishop and the knight? Winning one of the two, aka a piece. However, my opponent did not notice this and instead played castles, missing the fort. So I immediately retreated my knight back to D7. Then after Bishop to C1, which is the very weird move, I played the move Knight to G4. How interesting. Then after H3, try to guess what move would you play here? Take a pause and figure out what move you think's the best move. Well, if you're back, then you might have thought it was like to, for example, retreat your knight to F6 or play like H6, but what I played is the move H5, going for the attack.
I love this
and
move.
So, okay, if you were to take, like she played C5 by the way, if you were to take like this, then I would take with you would take with the H pawn to rip open the H file, giving you a huge and massive attack. And if like knight here, then you can play like queen to H5, threatening checkmate. If they move the rook over, you could either just do this and this, or you could get immediate checkmate by going queen H1. And plus, they can't even snap it with a move like F4 because you just seal them up with the move G3. And plus, knight F3 wouldn't even work because you just get checkmate on H1. Whew.
Very nice stuff.
So you basically can never take this knight. Next is the bishop to D3. What? And then I decided to go for the G file too with G6. Then, because if bishop takes bishop, then takes, again, still you cannot take this pawn. Because, yeah, the G file's still open, and plus, yeah. I don't know, I'm just gonna, because I can actually be extra fancy with like bishop to H2 and then after king over, bishop to G1.
Bishop G1, yeah.
And then queen H1 again. You cannot do this. And plus, F3 when I'm, oh, sorry. Because of the move queen here. Or I guess actually this would work. Like this, down, takes, rook, takes. The king would get away, but either way, you can always just play. But that's for extra torture. But
yeah.
Anyway, the immediate checkmate is queen to H1 checkmate. So, again, it's not very recommended to take that bishop. This one right here, because still, the G file is going to be open. I'm going to move my queen here in castle, then put a rook on the G file. So, anyway, so bishop to B2 is what she played, even though it's blocked by her own pawn. So, after this, I played queen to B8. Then after E4, I left my bishop all free, 2, including the knight. So these two pieces are both being attacked by pawns, and I'm leaving them as they are by playing the move bishop to H2 check. Then, remember, if you take here, then check. So, you cannot. So you have to play king to H1. And then I decided to keep my pieces on free still. Note that I actually can't keep this one not on free because it's literally trapped.
True.
Well, I could take here, but then yeah. So I played queen to C7. And then first, you still can't take the knight. Takes. If you take here, then I just give immediate checkmate. And also, if like here, then you really have to do this bishop here, or else you can't give checkmate in 2.
True.
And checkmate. Oh, all right, I want one.
Yeah.
Okay. So, again, still can't take the knight. She decided to take the bishop. Then I took back the G pawn to, again, rip open the G file. As you can see. So now, what she played, though, ended the game immediately with rook to E1 blunder, because then knight takes F2's checkmate, as well as a fork.
Yeah.
So instead, apparently the engine recommends the move queen to E1 for some reason. Or another, I guess, good move would be maybe G3. Engine recommends this move. So yeah, that's the end of the game.
Yeah, that was a beautiful game, Colin.
Okay, and there's one more thing. As a reminder, the move H5 is known as the fishing pole trap, as it as it as the knight is kind of like the bait to catch the fish, the king, that is. If you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, very
And plus,
instructive.
another key feature of this is that when you take, that the knight gets attacked. That's the main thing, allowing your queen to get to H5.
Excellent game.
And don't forget, just so you know, I just got lucky that she did not see the fork C5. And finally, don't forget if bishop G5, you want to put, you may know for the traps, you want to play like knight E4. Like, again, knight here, boom, 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 boom. Like this, and you can trap him. Plus, even if E3 and takes and then the queen checks you, you can just play king here, and then after takes, just play bishop to E6. Maybe play queen to D6 to trade off queens, because you're up material.
So thank you everybody for watching. I don't have much to add. Colin, you did a great job on the analysis, and this game is beautiful. This is your immortal game so far, as far as I know. So
and as a quick replay, you want to see it again?
Yeah, let's do one quick recap. I do like doing that. I'll give some of my thoughts too.
So anyway, what happened is that although I did hang a four, she missed it, and then I retreated my knight. Then I did the fishing pole trap of H5.
Oh,
then I played G6 to try to open the G file. I played queen B8 to actually play bishop to A6. I moved my queen to get out of the way for my rook, and then after rook to E1, knight takes F2 is checkmate.
Yeah, on move 18. And if you're wondering why this worked so well in the game, I really do think it has a lot to do with this move, starting with move B3, because the bishop's already committed on D2. So playing B3.
Yeah, that gave me really a free move. But what I think actually is that started mine was actually knight to G4, because that is a quite interesting move. And plus, it feels weird having a knight that's just hanging out in your territory. Like, come on, no one wants that in real life either way.
Yeah, and the fact that they couldn't get rid of it.
No one wants that in real life too. Like, imagine someone trampling your flowers in your lawn. So it feels weird to have him stay there. So naturally, you want to kick it out. But because of that, you can play the fishing pole trap H5.
And the knight gets to live.
Yeah. And also, this doesn't only come out the Queen's Gambit. Another thing, for example, couldn't come out is the Ray Lopez. Over here, if like the move E4, let me just like in the Ray Lopez, for example, in the William Steinids, or however you say, look at this.
Yeah.
This bishop here, C3, and then you play like something like bishop to G4, and then after H3, just push this pawn.
Oh.
For example, like you don't have to use a knight to be exact to use the fishing pole trap. Another good way is to use the bishop and use its pin, because pins feel annoying all the time, don't you think?
Yeah. So what happens if they take the bishop?
Well, if they take the bishop, then after this knight moves, you probably can just move this knight. But anyway, you probably wouldn't want to play it right away, because the main move really is to... Well, really the main move is that this bishop actually isn't moved. Forgot. Like you want to play... Like after this and this, you want to play like this. like before, and then like move this knight out of the way. Well, actually, I don't think the knight moving there is actually a part.
I was even wondering.
I think it's just immediate this.
Oh.
And then after h3 here, and yeah, you do not want to take. Yeah.
This is
unhappy knight. And plus, again, F4 or F3 is answered by G3, and knight here doesn't work because the queen can go all the way up.
Wow. Well, I just learned something. Thank you so much, Colin. We're going to wrap up the video. So if you want to, you can say goodbye to everybody.
Bye. Bye, everyone.
Okay, bye.
Oh, and by the way, make sure to subscribe to her channel.
100%.
Thank you for having me here, Stacia.
Of course, Colin, and hopefully your next brilliant game, which I know you will have, we will have you back. So expect to see more of Colin, everybody. All right, thank you. Bye.
Bye.